Hello. It's down for you to sign. And
Okay.
then me. I have a pen if they didn't give you one.
But I think it's black. So I'll keep
Oh.
yours in.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Me and you.
I guess.
Hi, Miss Ashley.
Yes.
Hi, good to see you. Oh, good. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry,
I know. You started what?
my new job at CASA, court advocate
Yeah.
in Beaumont.
Oh. Dang
So that
it.
drives.
Ooh, yeah.
I rushed to get here.
Do you think you'll eventually transfer here or not really?
Possibly, it's just the pay was better.
I know. I know.
I mean, I couldn't
I know.
beat it. So when they
I
offered
agree.
it to me, I couldn't say
Yeah,
no.
and you know, right here in South Florida, it's not as bad going west because what is it, about 20 minutes to Orange, give or take traffic.
Right.
So less than an hour for you.
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
to
Just
get to the
depend on the
office.
track. Once you
Right.
get through Vinton.
Yeah, it's smooth sailing.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
I just know as I'm doing stuff, I'm starting to shake. I'm scared. I just don't want y'all to go get me like, I'm not nervous at all.
We just sailed through our pack.
Sleep on. I was supposed to
I saw you at Mass. I thought I need to go hug her. And then somebody called me and my head spinning. I'm like, where'd she go? How are you, dear? Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, shucks. Shucks. I'm still going to give you a hug before you sit. How are you doing?
It's been a challenge.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. But it's going to be okay.
accept these anymore, right? They can't use these anymore, huh?
No, they need to fill out the ones we
What
have.
else?
That's it. Who is this one?
Sheets.
Well, she needs a couple of things. Sheila.
The notebook, CC, we can tab on. Go through this at all. I've gone by there Friday.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Let's see, we have about you. Okay, so we have T-E. Lordy mercy. 2E. We have 7, we have 9. There's 2A.
I'll go ask Miss Cindy which one. She just has two written down.
So remind me to say something.
Okay. 2B. I don't know. I got a miss here. I don't know. It's only 2, so he went first 2 7. 2 7. So what is 2 7? 2B.
2B.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, I got more. 2A. 2B. 2B. Okay, so this is 2D. Maybe CD. 2C and 2D. So this is 7 and 9. I'm going to push that there. 2D now has E here. Do we have an E?
Have a D?
You have a D, Drew?
I have somewhat in order, so I apologize.
No,
I
that's
wouldn't
good.
have stepped
That's
away.
good.
I probably could have got
No. It's good. It's 3. No, wait, I'm still at 2. It's 2. Okay, what is this one?
So she just wanted to comment about the fact that we have so many. Can you call the number without a specific? Okay.
Just don't let me forget. Okay, so now here's all the 2s. So let me kind of do these like so.
I hate when they say a cold front.
Hot and this.
Why do they say cold? Say cool. They say a cold front is coming on the weekend. Why would they say cold? Say cool. Because cold to me is 40s and 30s. Yeah, and it's been pleasant. It's been pleasant. He said the weekend. I don't know. They're saying cold front. What is that? 70 degrees? Yeah. 69. 69. Where you going, duck hunting? What you talking about, Willis? Okay. Have fun. A little R&R. All right.
Hey, Woody. Hey, Woody. Nick, you got my computer ready?
No, ma'am. I just walked in right before you.
I thought it just got, I turned it on, but I didn't even know the run, so. I left my other book at home. This is, light coming in here this way. What is this one? Okay, this one.
The Sulphur City Council meeting for April the 13th is now called to order. Mr. Nizat, would you lead us in the pledge? And I'm a little backwards here. Ms. Ellender, would you do the invocation for us, please?
Dear Lord, thank you for this day, this beautiful day. Thank you for those represented in the city, and thank you for our country, our state. We thank you that you are in control, Lord, that nothing surprises you. And we thank you that today we will do your business in the best way we can, and hopefully we will glorify you in all we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Harleen, roll call, please, ma'am.
Ms. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Nazat?
Here.
Ms. Hardy?
Here.
Ms. Abchar?
Here.
Ms. Thomas?
Here.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, approval of the minutes
So moved.
as presented.
Second.
A motion and second. Roll call.
Ms. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, approval of the minutes as amended. Need a motion and second to move item number 8 to item number 1A.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any objections, any questions? Roll call?
Ms. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar? Ms.
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to remove item 2D, to condemn building or structure, garage and rear located at 657 Live Oak Street in accordance with Article 9, Section 5286 through 5296 of the Code of Ordinances. Me.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar? Ms.
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, approval of the minutes as amended.
So moved.
You mean agenda?
Agenda, I'm sorry, yes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any objections? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar? Ms.
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, all right, so item number 1 is proclamation to Hannah Thibodeau, winner of the Storm Drain Marker Drawing Contest for year 2026-2027. Mayor Danaher.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Each year, we participate in Sulphur High School's, there's stormwater sticker design for we put on our stormwater drains. And every year, we do this, and last year, we had a young lady that did an excellent job, and you'll probably see her drawing of this year. She's actually returning to us this year because she won again. This is Hannah Thibodeau, and we do have a proclamation here for her we'd like to go ahead and read. In an effort to bring awareness to our community regarding pollutants that end up in stormwater waterways, the City of Sulphur requested the help of Sulphur High School's talented visual art class in creating a sticker to be placed on storm drains to encourage responsible practices in relation to stormwater. Hannah Thibodeau is a sophomore at Sulphur High School for the 2025 and 2026 school year. She is the daughter of Michael and Amy Thibodeau. They're here with us tonight. And a talented artist currently at Sulphur High School's talented visual art class. Hannah enjoys expressing herself through creative fashion and artwork and plans to pursue a career centered in visual art. Hannah's design was the chosen winner for the second consecutive year for 17 submissions made by the Sulphur High School talented visual art class through the Stormwater Sticker Design Contest. Hannah's design will be featured on the City of Sulphur stormwater information pamphlets and will be placed on all stormwater drains in the City of Sulphur. Hannah's design highlights the most important point to be made when considering our community's responsibility for preventing pollutants from contaminating stormwater. Only rain down the drain. The City of Sulphur offers our appreciation and congratulations to Hannah Thibodeau for her excellence in visual art. She is deserving of great commendation from her family, friends, peers, and community. Congratulations, Hannah. Might see us next year.
Congratulations, Ms. Thibodeau. You have a bright future, not only in color, but just a bright future ahead of you. The detail is just exquisite, even for storm drain.
Yes, good job, good job, good job. Madam Chair, I'd like to take this time to make a point of personal privilege.
Yes, ma'am.
As you all may have recalled, last month, we honored local women, March being Women in History Month. Well, I hereby declare that April, too, is Women in History Month, because we have our very own woman that we will honor tonight because of her service of over 20 years on the Council of Sulphur. And we want to extend our congratulations, our gratitude, our deepest appreciation for the impact you've made in this town. It's a better place, it's a brighter place, it's a city of hope because of what you've done in your effort, in your dedication, and your love. So tonight, on behalf of the City Council and the Mayor and all of the citizens of Sulphur, Ms. Abshar?
Drew, too. Would like to make this presentation to you for your outstanding service and dedication to the city of Sulphur, not only in being a city council member, long-term city council member, but in all the many organizations that you have participated in through the years, and I know that you will continue to. So going to school, meeting Drew in first grade's been a long time. And if you know Drew too, it's because her mother was also a Drew. So if you would call and you said, may I speak to Drew, they say 1 or 2. So she was Drew too. Thank you, Drew.
Picture?
Well, all of y'all stand up here.
Here or there or where?
Oh, over there? I'm not at a loss for words. But, thank y'all, it has been a trip, I'll say that. 20 years, I think that's what District 1 does, so whoever's in District 1, you have 20 years. Oh. Mayor, get in the picture.
No.
Trying to dodge it, get over here. Mike. I'm a celebrity. That's fine. But really, I'm grateful that I've been able to serve.
You've done a great job. Your daddy, too, would be proud, Mr. Douglas.
All right. So, item number 8, resolution reappointing Melinda Hardy to the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury Human Services Advisory Board. Mayor Danahay, and this is, as you remember, this has been moved forward on the agenda.
Miss Erica Dozier is here to speak.
Ms. Dozier, I understand you're here.
I'm sorry, Miss Garrison.
Oh, Garrison. Dozier is maiden name?
Dozier is the maiden name.
Dozier Garrison. Thank you.
Good evening. Would you like me just to explain about
Yes,
our?
ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Erica Garrison, Assistant Director. Look, I'm saying my old title.
the
I'm the new
director.
Director for Human Services. And a part of one of our programming is the Community Services Block Grant. Part of the legislation tied to this particular grant requires us to have a tripartite structure for an advisory board. We are required to meet on a regular basis. And our board is charged with really helping us define how we implement service delivery and provide that checks and balances for us to make sure we're thinking outside of the box to be innovative with the funds that we receive through our Community Service Block Grant. So specifically in our bylaws, I wanted to bring information regarding the board structure. So in our bylaws, it talks about the membership of the board shall consist of 15 to 36 individuals as prescribed in Section 673 of the CSBG Act. A tripartite board shall be established and maintained with the following structure. A refers to 1/3 of the board shall be elected or appointed public officials currently holding political office or employed by a public entity performing general responsibilities that require them to deal with poverty-related issues. Each public entity, with the exception of the designated guarantee, the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury shall designate one representative to serve on the board. A public or appointed official serving on the board shall consist of the following governmental bodies, and the number of representatives will be determined by the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury. For the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury shall have 3 representatives, the City of Lake Charles shall have 1, and the representative for the City of Sulphur shall have 1 as well. So based on that structure, we then go to our mayors depending on who's in term at that particular time, and it's up to them to appoint that particular individual. A mayor has a choice to sit on our advisory board, but typically they do appoint someone that represents their community and also brings information regarding some of the low-income issues that are in that community for us to address utilizing that grant funding.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions for me? No? Okay.
I'm going to entertain a motion and a second.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. There's no, let me make sure because I have quite a few. Yes, I do have a question from Ms. Broussard. Ms. Broussard, would you approach the mic, please, ma'am?
Most of the questions I had were answered when she spoke. Just a couple of quick questions. How long has Melinda been on the board?
It says reappointed.
This is a
I'm
reappointment.
being reappointed, so this is going to be my third term.
Third term?
Yes,
And how long do the terms last?
4 years.
Thank you so much. And I'm not well. You can get rid of the rest of my cards.
I can get rid of the rest of your coin?
Yes.
You've got a few.
I know it's going to fill up a trash bin. Sorry.
That's all right, thank you.
Ms. Garrison, did you want to point out this brochure or your one-pager real quick?
So you've also been provided with our annual report. Again, this is something we're required to do through our Community Service Block Grant, provide information regarding the service activity. So this particular report refers to October the 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. And just to point out some of the highlighted information, the Human Services Department delivers programs and partnerships that help residents meet basic needs, secure housing, gain employment, and move toward self-sufficiency and economic stability. That is solely what we're functioning to do within our department. In regards to our funding, we received $9,392,445, and our expenses were $9,477,550. A lot of our funding is federally funded, and sometimes a match is required. So what we try to do is leverage those dollars received with other community organizations to make sure we can meet the match requirement and provide that particular service to our community. Our funding stream, 61% is federal funding, but we do also utilize local dollars. There's some donated funds and some state funding that is used within our department. Local investments help us leverage millions in external funding for Calcasieu Parish. Some of our other services are nutrition and transportation. Just to give you a highlight of that, providing 39,591 meals to children. So during the summer months, June and July, we have our summer food service program, working with participating locations, providing hot cooked breakfast and lunch to children who may otherwise not have a meal during that summer break. We also provide food commodity boxes for senior citizens. They're about 40-pound box. For these boxes, we provided 19,724 boxes. And we also have a transportation system. So with our transit program, this is a pickup demand response service for the surrounding area for individuals needing to get to and from Lake Charles. So if for whatever reason, maybe you have a doctor's appointment, or if you're needing to get to a job interview, we can assist you with that service based on the availability of that particular scheduling day. We also have a separate entity just for reentry clients as well, because we want to make sure as they're transitioning back to being a part of the community and working, that we can support them in that effort. So with our transit program last year, or during this grant cycle, we provided 10,270 rides. And this is rural transportation rides in and out of the rural communities. In regards to our housing stability, 316 families were assisted through our Section 8 voucher program. Our program is very similar to the local voucher programs with like the City of Lake Charles and the City of Salford, but ours is for the surrounding areas. So we work with individuals for subsidized housing that may be in Benton or Starks or Iowa, things of that nature. We also work with the unhoused population as well, working very collaboratively with the Louisiana Balance of State, which is the largest coalition that's working to combat barriers for homeless individuals. We are considered an access point for Calcasieu Parish. So they can either call our office or walk in, and we'll assess what those barriers are and work with them to achieve housing stability. And then on the back end, providing housing counseling, because even though you may be a renter, at some point you may have a desire to become a homeowner. So we'll work with you as well through our housing counseling program to get you in that position to become a homeowner. We also provide utility and economic support. Our LAHEAP program, which provides utility assistance across Calcasieu, provided assistance for 2,768 homes. And then we also work with community partners. As I mentioned, again, with the Community Service Block Grant, we're able to not only provide direct service with that federal funding that we receive, but also leverage it working with community partners. Their focus has been education and tutoring for adults, financial literacy, life skills, housing assistance, and mental health services, as well as employment training and certification. So if we have someone in our community who is needing short-term education or needing to receive a TWIC or safety card, we can work with that community partner to get that person the resources needed to then get a higher paying wage. And then we also have our workforce component, which is off of 3rd Street in Lake Charles. Our workforce provides resources not only for the job seeker, for the employer as well. So with the job seeker, we're working with you to create your resume, to job search, to help get you ready for that incoming interview you may be sitting in. And then on the back end with the employer, if they have a company and are needing talent, we can help them seek out that talent. We'll hold special job fairs depending on what their need is. And then we also have quarterly job fairs that are held in Lake Charles as well. And then of course our second chance job fair for those who are justice involved individuals, to make sure they have an opportunity for a higher paying wage also. So with all these programs in human services, like I said, our goal is to support vulnerable residents, prevent crisis pertaining to homelessness, strengthen our workforce, and improve the quality of life. We're very fortunate to be structured the way we are, to bring in millions of dollars of federal funding and be able to disperse that out among the various programs, and then also have that trickle down working with local community groups such as SC3, they're a community partner of ours, to make sure we can really connect in real time resources to families that need it the most. Are there any questions for me?
Thank you, very worthwhile.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, item number 2.
Did we vote on the appointment?
Did we? Okay. Roll call, please, ma'am.
Ms. Ellender?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Harder?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar? Ms.
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Motion
Thank
carries.
you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your dedication and your service, Ms. Hardy.
Thank you.
So item number 2, Ms. Robertson. Item number 2, move to show cause for the condition of the following addresses, but I have Mrs. Robertson that requested to speak beforehand, so Ms. Robertson.
Okay. Yeah, Cindy Robertson, 624 West Verdine. I have a couple of questions. One is why there were so many from District 1 this time. It's like all of them. And I went by and looked at them, and I mean, they all need to be torn down or something needs to happen. But I just wondered what the process was that is being worked through to do this.
Ms. Fontenot, would you like to answer that for us?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
The officer's not here, he's in school this week, but he runs a route every week. He follows behind trash collection, runs a route looking for a variety of things. As for coincidence that we looked at from District 1, there's no rhyme or
Ms.
reason.
Fontenot, would you go to the mic?
Oh, sorry.
There's no rhyme or reason as to why one district over another. It just happened to be that it fell that way. When he does his route and makes his list, those got brought to the office and were processed. And just given the timelines, it's just the way it came up. There are others to come.
And there were a few removed that were, well, there was one removed that was from another district. There was, but it was removed because they tore it or something.
Okay, and then my second question is about the one D, because but you took it away from
It's
off
been
the
removed.
agenda, so do I still?
Let's see what, see if Ms. Fontenot can give you some information. If that doesn't satisfy your question, then you can ask, okay?
D was sold, so there's a new owner that we have to address those concerns with.
Yes. I do know that, because I went by there and saw somebody there, so of course I stopped and talked to them. And I was wondering, he said he bought the property several weeks ago. How long does it take for that to get into the City of Sulphur records? Good question. Well, I'll just stay over here.
It's not necessarily our records, it's clerk of court, and sometimes that takes weeks.
Okay.
We only know because the gentleman came in to get utilities, and he let us know that he had purchased the property. So we took it off based on his cash sale deed.
So the clerk of court doesn't notify you?
No, they do not.
That's terrible.
Well, they can't notify us of all the properties that are sold in the city limits.
So is there no process to go through them and look and see?
What do you mean?
Just,
For my office?
yeah.
Yes, when we do the initial search, we look to see who the owner is, but we can only go by what the clerk of court has in their records. The gentleman had to come to us to let us know that he had bought the property. So we will work with him in his efforts to repair or demo the property.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. All right, so item A, to condemn building or structure located at 419 Row Lane in accordance with Article 9, Section 5286 through 5-296 of the Code of Ordinances. Ms. Ellender?
I'd like to ask the question first. Can we go through all these? Or do we have to ask everybody to?
I have different.
Okay, so moved.
Okay.
Second.
We're going to give you,
No,
okay, that's okay. We have a
Second.
motion, we have a second. All right.
I'm sorry, who's second?
Me.
Okay, so I have this one here. So, Miss, is it, I can't, where's the name? Ms. Hyatt? Okay, would you like to announce,
Can I talk for her? She's not.
I'm sorry, say again?
Can
You-
she
you
talk?
know.
Yeah.
For her? She's
Sure.
Do I need to go up?
Yes, ma'am, you have to go up and you're going to have to identify yourself and your address and that you're speaking for Mrs. Hyatt.
Hello. My name is Tricia Bro Mott. My address is 734 Urban Street here in Sulphur. Did you have any question, or I'm just?
Well, you're in opposition. Did you want to say something?
Well, yeah, the pictures, I mean, it does have some damage on the outside, but you said somebody rides around and takes pictures. Did they go further down? look at the trailer park on the right-hand side, houses are further
We're only
down.
taking this property into consideration.
What is so bad about this property right now that it needs to be torn down?
Ms. Fonda, you want to address?
The structure of the property, it hasn't had any utilities, electric since '23, water since '22. It's missing walls, shingles exposed, roof deck. The inspector did speak to a homeowner at one time. They said they were going to demo the property, but no permits have been pulled. We've had no contact from anybody since we sent our letters out, and there's been no progress to do something with the property.
In the timing of those letters, what is that time period, if you don't mind explaining to everyone?
I think she has her letters with her, but they have more than 30 days to respond overall.
And have they contacted the office
No,
within
ma'am.
these 30 days?
No, ma'am.
So we were not aware that we had to contact, we thought we had to come to this meeting. And is this about money? Not paying utilities or water bills? Is that why y'all
No,
want
no,
us to
no.
tear it down?
No. I'm just
Because
saying,
there are
there's
other-
been no one living there, there's been no activity in the house.
There was a gentleman that came to her that told her that she would have time to tear
Yeah,
it
he
down.
said he would push the date back further, just push it back as long as he could. And
This
he
is
never
his-
said anything else about doing permits, anything.
Ms. Ellen?
And that was the man that put the sign on my door.
So you never got a letter,
This is the only letter I got.
and when did you get that letter?
Well, it says it was, I mean, y'all typed it up on February 20th of '26.
Okay, so do you think that in 30 days you can
No.
have permits and stuff
No.
like that?
I'm poor.
Okay, well, let me ask you something, because I did ride by and look at it on the outside.
Okay.
And I would venture to say that probably on the outside, you might even check for termites down that
Oh,
back
look,
wall and all
it needs
that.
to be torn down 100%.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
no,
We
no.
just don't have, she doesn't
I
have
just-
the
I can't
funds
afford it.
right
Okay,
now.
well, let me tell
I
you.
can't afford
after
gas
this-
to drive from Swafford to Quincy.
Okay, after this, we're gonna talk with you
Okay.
about it, but if we rule to show cause and they go and they tear it down and all that, you know, then you will pay the city for them tearing it
No,
down.
I'm gonna tear it down.
Okay.
I just can't afford it right now.
Well, right, but they'll put a lien against the property for you to pay on it or something like that to get it paid.
Why?
So how
Because-
much time do you need?
Can I get like 4 months, 5 months?
I said a year.
Because
There
of-
are far worse properties than this one. I mean, it's missing some
It's missing siding.
vinyl siding, little roof damage, but it's on, I mean, that is all of our family majority back there. It's not hurting anyone. And that's what I'm saying, and they have the trailer park, drug areas, and we're worried about a house with a little bit of shingles. And I believe it's because they don't have water. I believe it's about money. I'm sorry, I believe that's what it is.
Well,
We need at least,
in
we
actuality,
need at least a year to, I mean, we've gotta get funds to tear it down, get the dumpsters, remove everything.
well,
I don't have a problem tearing it down, at all.
who are you getting to tear it down?
Well, we're gonna look for someone.
Okay, because let me tell you, I've had to have a few torn down of my own. And sometimes it's better to go through who the city uses for expenses.
I don't trust the city, I'm sorry.
Well, it's
We've had a lot of flooding issues, so we're not very
Trusting.
of the city, parish.
well, we go through a process, and I'm sorry, but we can't make you different than everybody else
I
we go
didn't
through the
ask.
process with. But we can give you a little more time to get going on this
appreciate that.
thing.
Yeah, we would appreciate more time.
And if you can find somebody who'll help you tear it down for maybe whatever, you
So-
do have to come to the city and get permits for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay.
But let me
I
ask you
did check
this.
into things.
Like her son is a heavy equipment operator, he's certified and everything. So if we get the permits, he can tear it down, we
You
get the dumpsters.
talk to the city about that? I'm sure they'll work with you.
That's what I'm saying, we need to talk to the city.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's why I said afterwards if you want to, or call me later, or call the city tomorrow. and they'll tell you what you need to do.
Okay.
Mrs. Fontenot, who just spoke right here by you, she's the one you need to contact at the city on the number on that letter. And make an appointment with her and go in, and she will explain all of the procedures and help you walk through it. Drew, do we need to give them a period of time?
I think they, what's the, yeah. do we need
I would like to, what is this? This is
April.
April, May. How about at the June meeting, let's address it again. I won't be here, but.
We'll be here in
Will I be
June.
here?
Yeah, we'll be here in June.
Okay, at the
So that's your
June
last
meeting,
hurrah.
Okay.
we'll address it again, but in the meantime, get with them and get all that done.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Thank y'all very much.
All right, thank you.
So is that the motion, Ms. Ellender?
We have
Yes.
a motion.
Second.
We need a
What is
second.
the June meeting date?
June 8th, I think. No, it's the 15th. The 15th.
It's June 15th.
Okay.
No, it's June 8th.
So we'll bring it back before the council.
It's June 8th.
June 8th.
It's June 8th, the second Monday.
Okay, so for clarity, we have a motion and a second to postpone to June the 8th with provided that you go and speak to Mrs. Fontenot well before the 8th of June. You need to call her like this week and set up an appointment with her. It's convenient for her and for y'all, and kind of get something outlined,
Try to
because
have a
for the
plan.
June 8th meeting, we expect a full plan, okay?
Yeah.
That'll work for you? Okay, so we're gonna vote on it, so and see if this passes. So we have a motion and a second. Ms. Orlean, roll call, please, ma'am.
Ms. Ellender?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. B, to condemn building or structure, shed, located at 202 Edgar Street in accordance with Article 9, Section 5286 through 5296 of the Code of Ordinances. Ms.
So
Ellender?
moved.
Second.
And that right there is a shed or an outbuilding. And I looked at the house and thought, what in the world is this on the rule to show cause for? And I finally saw the thing. It's about down by itself, but it needs to come down.
Is there anyone here on this property? Hearing none, roll call.
Ms. Ellender?
You get a motion?
Yes.
Oh, I need a motion, I'm sorry.
I got it.
I did, okay.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes?
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, item C, to condemn building or structure, single mobile home located at 879 West Verdine Street in accordance with Article 9, Section 5286 through 5296 of the Code of Ordinances. Ms. Ellender?
So moved. This is behind, in the back, pretty far, and I'm guessing that the one in front is where they moved to, and nobody's in this one, so we're ruling the show cause.
Second.
I have a motion and we have a second. Mr. LeBlanc?
My name is Bill LeBlanc. I live at 710 Roberta Drive. This has been a topic of discussion with Drusilla and I for a long time because I called Jerry and I called Drew to tell them that they were putting two dwellings on one lot. Now, that double wide, they're not living in that double wide. That double wide was there and it's across the property line. I told you about that when I called you and Jerry both, and they allowed them to put that mobile home in there. And I told you when they put it in there, they weren't going to do anything with it. They're going to put stuff in it, and it's been there ever since. They had them put skirting on it. They put skirting on one side, the side that faces the road. I had a little nephew that bought a brand-new trailer right down the road from the old city hall and had to stay up all night because they told him they was going to fine him $500 if he didn't have the skirting on the back of the thing. You know, this has been a travesty since they put it in there, and I'll be glad if y'all remove it. Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you. Roll call vote?
Ms. Ellender?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Motion carries. Ms. Fontenot, when that mobile home is removed, will that other trash, debris, I should say, I'm sorry, around it, like there was a trailer with all kinds of stuff and everything.
Everything that is not licensed or legal to be cleaned up, removed, and taken away.
Thank you.
Grass will be cut, etc.
Thank you. E, to condemn building or structure, 2 mobile homes located at 810 North Claiborne Street, number 22 and number 13, in accordance with Article 9, Section 5-286 through 5-296, the Code of Ordinances. Ms. Ellender?
So moved. I figured it was this one, but I didn't see any numbers, so I didn't know. But I figured it was this one and that other one. They both need to be taken out.
Which one is 13?
Is there anyone here for these properties? Mr. Ledoux?
I'm not from the property, I wanted to talk about it.
Well, no one spoke up, so you next.
Yeah, number 13 is across the street from 22. James Ledoux, 812 North Claiborne. This is a trailer park that's right next to our house. And this trailer had a good shell around it. And then the Yahoos from Poche Town pulled all the siding off of the trailer. And then they started taking all the 2x4s on it. And it's when I noticed that roof was falling. And I mentioned it to the guy that, what's his name? Tommy. And so he had went by there, and then the other one across the street they hadn't lived in it since probably since the hurricane. Doors are open and windows are busted out, but apparently when you poke a fire, somebody starts doing stuff. So he did clean up a bunch of that mess that's right there to the right of that trailer. There's a dump trailer out there. He mowed the grass through the trailer park, and he's picking up all the piles of trash. But yeah, you need to condemn them too, so something gets moving on them too also. Because I don't see where the 2 trailers that are there can be livable. And I no telling what somebody's using them for at the end of the park, because that's a dead end road that, there's a dead end between West Brimstone and the end of the trailer park. It's a dead end, so people utilize that for other things too. So, to get some of these out of there, we definitely need to.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Roll call vote, please.
I'll second it. I don't think we got a second earlier.
That's fine. So roll call vote?
Ms. Ellender?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Thank you. Item F, to condemn building or structure shed located at 713 Cass Street in accordance with Article 9, Section 5-286 through 5-296 of the Code of Ordinances. Ms. Ellender?
Yep, that's the one. So moved.
We have a motion?
Second.
We have a second. I do not have, is there anyone here to speak on this properties? There's no one else requested to speak. Roll call vote.
Ms. Ellender?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Fontenot, thank you to you and your department for the added efforts in marking these properties in the hope of getting our city in order and clean for everyone, for every neighborhood. We deserve better. Thank you so much. And we understand when there's hardships, but it's time to move on it. Thank you. Item number 3, introduction of ordinance amending the general fund budget for the current fiscal year 2025-2026 to reflect an increase in sales tax revenue. Ordinance 1826. Ms. Thorne.
So the budget for this year was $22,500,000, and we've been pacing ahead of that all year, month to month. I have gone through the trial balances. I look through those month to month to see, if there's one-time purchases in the city, economic development, like what are those yards called? Lay down yards, and there are. So we do need to amend the budget. I'm just going to amend the general fund by almost $3 million. I'm projecting to end the year all in at $26,263,000. And then I will speak on why I am not budgeting the same amount for next year on the next item. You want me to do it now? Yeah, we have to keep within the 5% rule, over, under for the general fund budget. So that's why we're amending, so that we stay in compliance with that rule.
Ms. Robertson?
Did I do it? I didn't know if I did one for that or not.
For 3? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I've got to remember what I was going to say. So, forgive me my ignorance, but I think what you just said explains it, because you're saying there's some unusual activity that we're getting sales tax, so next year we won't have that kind of an excess.
So it is a mix. We are getting additional sales tax dollars on restaurants and gas stations and Walmart. Those I have all increased as well, but there are some one-time purchases. Like, January we had it was one company that was like $10 million in product that we likely won't have next year. That was a one-time thing. So I look at those one-offs to come up, when I'm looking at the budget for next year.
Okay, so that then does bring something to mind. And I'm sorry that I'm ignorant about this, but do we set our sales tax rate?
No.
Who sets that, like the sales tax on food?
So all the sales taxes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the state of Louisiana provides for a maximum sales tax rate for local jurisdictions, and it's set by the legislature. You can't go outside those boundaries. And then sales tax is defined by where you are geographically in Calcasieu Parish. There's sometimes a different rate. Sometimes the taxes go to the city of Sulphur. Sometimes they go to Calcasieu Parish. It just depends on exactly where you live and where the transaction takes place. But the rate itself is maxed out by the legislature.
Okay, so it's maxed out, but does that mean we have to charge the max?
It does not.
So how do we decide not to charge the max?
Well, they do, taxes are all enacted by propositions that have to be approved by the people. They have to be approved by the council, the city of Lake Charles, city of Sulphur, and then they go to a vote of the people. So the next time there's a proposition, if you don't like the tax, you can vote no.
And so that includes the tax on food?
Absolutely, all sales taxes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we've had a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
I don't think we got a motion in a second.
I'm sorry.
So moved.
Tonight.
Second.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Eldred?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar? Ms.
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 4, introduction of ordinance authorizing Mayor Danahay to sign cooperative endeavor agreement with the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury for summer feeding program, ordinance 1926.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. And this is the city will provide funding in the amount of $10,000 for feeding sites at various locations in Sulphur. There are no requests to speak.
Madam Chair, this is in reference to what Ms. Garrison reported today, part of what we do in our parish and our partnership with the parish. So I'm thankful that we're able to propose this and hopefully approve it.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have something. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Drew.
I know the schools did a feeding thing. Are you in partnership with the schools too?
Good question.
Yes, we are in partnership with them. We work with Dr. Richard. So once they decide where their summer feeding and summer campsites are, we come in, provide the staff, and do all the cooking and dispersing of all the meals. We work very closely with the school board to get that done. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Great. Thank you. Roll call vote.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Eldred?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 5, introduction of ordinance authorizing Mayor Danahay to sign cooperative endeavor agreement between Calcasieu Parish Police Jury, Sulphur City Court, and the City of Sulphur to provide funding for the compensation of the city court clerks and deputy clerks, ordinance 2026. This is where the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury agrees to pay $80,000 for their share of the funding obligation for compensation of Sulphur City Court clerks and deputy clerks. We have a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Does council have any questions? There's no request to speak. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Ellender?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 6, introduction ordinance setting forth garbage trash collection fees charged by the city of Sulphur, ordinance 2126. Ms. Thorne?
Yes, we are looking at doing I think it's 5.11% increase on garbage this year. Last year, we went up a little over 4%, and waste management went up on us over 14%. So right now, the city is paying $23.12 per month per household, and we're charging the citizens $23.50. We will not know what the rate will actually land until closer to the end of the fiscal year. But I'm being told, and going by the CPI index, that it's going to be around 5%. So we're looking to increase it by $1.20 to $24.70. And I think that's going to be pretty close to just pass through.
Thank you. Does council have any questions?
Madam Chair, if I may. Did we extend our agreement with them? I know last year we were talking about possibly if we agreed to the 1 year, this year we would have to go with a multi-year extension. Is that part of this? Are we still kind of year by year?
Yeah, it automatically renewed. If we did not give them 60 days notice till the end of the agreement, it automatically renewed for a 3-year term.
Okay.
And that is if everybody follows the contract.
Thank you, Madam.
Any other questions? We need a motion. Let's do the motion. Motion and a second.
So moved.
Roll call vote.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
Melinda second.
I guess I second.
I moved and she moved.
It's an introduction, so.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Ellender?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 7, introduction of ordinance adopting the annual budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027 for the city of Sulphur, Louisiana, ordinance 2226. Ms. Thorne.
Y'all have your budget books today. I sent y'all the PDF version last week, along with a budget narrative that just describes what we're doing with the sales tax estimates. I'm projecting them to be conservative, showing a bit of a decrease in what I'm projecting for the current fiscal year. I think I explained that already with the one-time purchases that I found in the trial balance reports. And the 25-26 sales tax budget, which was originally $22.5 million, and we're amending it to 25.4. The 26-27 sales tax budget, I'm projecting to be 24.35 million, which is still an increase over what our budget was, but a decrease on what I'm amending. The projected general fund balance is $14,380,000. That's going to be a decrease of $4,927,000 from the current year projected fund balance. And this is taking into consideration transferring $5 million from the general fund to the public utility capital fund to cover the repayment of the water sector grant. We are going to go before the Water Sector Commission later this week in the event that they allow us to not impose the rate increase along with a more, do what? Yeah, revised plan. Then we can come back, amend this proposed budget, take out the $5 million repayment, and put back in the items that I had sent to the council a couple of weeks ago that we were going to have to remove in order to make up for the $5 million repayment. Do you want me to go through those items? We had the fire truck. We have a fire truck. Some other improvements for the fire stations, training prop for the fire department, We had a vehicle replacement for the IT department, some vehicle replacement for inspections department, 7 replacement units for the police department, a fence around the police department, desks for the police department, vehicle to replace a 2009 Ford F-150 in animal control, in streets that would have been 2 Ford F-150s, a dump truck, as well as salary increases for a 4% base salary increase for fire and police, as well as a 3% salary increase for non-civil service employees. All of that came up to about $2.5 million that I pulled from the first draft of the budget that I had made that included the rate increase for water. We pulled out the water, having to look at it as we're not going to get approved for the updated plan. But in the event that we do, then we can go back, put these things in, take out the $5 million. And our fund balance will actually go up from the $14,380,000 to almost $17 million, which is more in line with what we need in our fund balance to make up for 3 to 6 months of operating costs after restricted funds. The general fund expenditures are projected to be about $32,333,000, which is an increase of 4.38% from the current year projections and a 3.5% increase to the current budget. Major acquisitions in the 26-27 fiscal year total $488,500,000, which is mainly made up of IT software equipment upgrades. We put in a new vehicle for the new mayor, 4 vehicles for water and wastewater maintenance, and 2 mowers for water and wastewater plants. In the public utility fund, operating expenses exceed operating revenues by $1,266,000. That includes a loss in the sewer of $226,000 and a loss in the water by $1 million. So overall, the public utility fund is facing an increase of $1,071,000, and that's after we include the sales tax allocations and grants. The proposed utility rate increase for residential is 1.2% for the overall bill, which only includes the garbage. And then our capital project budget, we have $93,492,000 in current budgeted projects, of which we have already spent $47,438,000, and we still have $46,054,000 to go. So the proposed 26-27 budget adds an additional $9,350,000 to those funds. $5,750,000 is in water and wastewater projects, and $3,600,000 is in street improvement projects.
Can you repeat that?
Yes. Do y'all have any questions?
How soon will you get your results from your petition to the Water Sector Commission?
I don't really know the answer to that because we've never gone through down this road before. We actually just learned today at 2:30 that we were approved to be on the agenda for this week. So I don't really know how this works, but we will be in Baton Rouge.
How soon they convene?
Sometimes they'll do it at the meeting itself, and other times when they take it into consideration, it just depends. Most of the time it's done at the meeting.
Yeah, I would assume 2 it would be.
So I have 3 versions of the budget ready to go, depending on how things go on Thursday.
Are there any more questions from council? Mr. Ledoux, you filled out a request to speak.
James Ledoux, 812 North Claiborne. I had the privilege of talking to somebody that explained the rate study and so forth, and I got real educated about it. The budget cuts.
Proposed.
I don't like cutting people's wages. Fire and police, we need. I'm very dedicated to this city. And that's the people that we need. We need the people.
Real quick, it's not a cut.
Yeah, I know, I understand. I understand it's not cut. But I want you to, if you gotta go back, it always looks good on paper. But, you know, where I work at, you know, they cut my pay or something like that, my morale goes down. My dedication goes down. And you don't get good work out of people that do that. So, that's all I gotta say, because I'm gonna keep crying. I'm passionate about what I talk about.
Thank you. Ms. Robinson, I need you to fill one of these out at the end, ma'am.
Did I put one in? Or do
No,
I need-
ma'am.
Do I need to put one in?
Go ahead and speak, and then you can write it out, okay?
Okay, thanks.
My question is, would it do any good for us as citizens to call and tell the board or whoever it is you're going to that it is very difficult for us to handle more water increases and that we think that the overall cost of the water system will go down once we have the new meters in place? Is there, because I mean, I know you can call your senators and everything and do that, so is there anybody we can call to assist y'all in what you do?
So we've reached out to Les Farnham, since he is there right now as the state representative. I believe that he spoke with the committee. And we are approaching this in a very sensitive way, because the rate study that is tied to this grant also could keep us from getting the $5 million we've applied for sewer grant, and it could also keep us from getting the, that we're in application for the Drinking Water Revolving Loan Fund that has a forgiveness program tied to it. And we're looking at up to $20 million to be able to do the meter project. So the last, although I feel like your intentions are good, I think that we should give it a shot on Thursday. We have a pretty good plan to execute to be able to get an exception with the board. I don't want to risk anything to where we could potentially lose out on all this other funding.
That, I mean, I understand that completely.
May I add, I think Ms. Warren pointed out, we're talking about $30 million to our water and wastewater systems. That's up for consideration right now. The Water Sector Commission, like I say, Representative Farnham kind of done some footwork for us up front. I do know some of the members, the legislative members that are on that committee. I will be going to Baton Rouge to have that conversation with them. We feel confident that they will see our situation and be agreeable to the.
That sounds wonderful, but just know.
It's going to be a 1-year delay. A little bit.
Just know that there are citizens who are willing to call their senators and call the folks on those committees, and we can organize that in a heartbeat.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. We need a motion and a second, please.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Roll call vote?
Ms. Thomas?
No.
Ms. Ellender?
Yes.
Mr. Nazat?
Yes.
Ms. Hardy?
Yes.
Ms. Abchar?
Yes. Motion carries. Item number 8.
We moved that one to 1A.
Number 9.
That's right, I sure did move that. I do Item number 9, public comment. So, Mr. Ricky, you good? Okay. All right. Mr. Daigle? Mr. Daigle?
Good evening. Woody Daigle, Regional Director for Southwest Louisiana for Senator John Kennedy's office. It's been a little while since I've been up here in a formal setting for you guys, but I know the majority of you are not running for re-election, so I wanted to come up and say it's been a pleasure working with you for the last 4 years, and congratulations, and whatever that looks like going forward, and your retirement. And if there's anything that I can or the senator's office can do for you guys going forward, please let us know. And good luck to everybody else running for re-election. So that's about it. That's all I had to say. Any questions about anything? I know you guys know what we do. I'll be kind of touching base with y'all about this other thing as well afterwards, maybe. Talk to y'all, see if there's anything our office can help with. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Woody. Appreciate you.
Ms. Robertson?
I didn't say it last time. Cindy Robertson, 624 West Verdine. Didn't fall. I wanted to invite everybody to the Earth Day extravaganza this Saturday at First Christian Church's marvelous outdoor space. That's across from the Boiling Point. We have free food, free drinks, free desserts, free cotton candy, free popcorn. You can gain as many calories as you want Saturday afternoon. I've also, I might have mentioned this on the interview with KPLC this morning too, but I have invited all the candidates to come and set up a table or go around and talk to folks, because a lot of folks come from out of town, but there's a good amount of Sulphur people that are there. So it's a good way to find out what's happening in, what people think in your area, and to toot your horn. I was trying to, there's music. There's a butterfly release. The Sulphur High Flag Corps is going to perform. And we have an art project last Saturday. Well, that was just a couple days ago. This past Saturday, we went and picked up trash in Poche Town, and we got a lot of trash. And we are going to use that trash to populate a community art project. So everybody is invited to come and glue a piece of trash in the very special place that you choose, so that we can have a 4-panel community collage that is the backgrounds, and the art students are going to be there to help those of us who are not quite artistic. So please come and enjoy yourselves, and candidates, please feel free to come.
What time, I'm sorry?
1 to 5.
1 to 5.
And it's just to speak on it, I've attended the last few years. It's always a good time. I know last year, me and Mr. DePetta spent a lot of time in the water, in the Duncan booth.
I'm so disappointed.
I know. He called me and said, or he texted and said, are you going to, we're going to get dunked again this year? And it's like, no, we couldn't afford the insurance this year. So, yeah. But we're going to have croquet, and we're going to have frisbee football, or whatever it is when you put it into the bucket that I can never get it into. Huh?
Disc golf?
I guess, yes, disc, whatever, but you use a frisbee. That's a disc. And we're going to have a big tic-tac-toe board laid out on the ground, so that you can play tic-tac-toe in teams. So, yeah, it's going to be all kinds of fun. And we're going to get Danny and somebody to compete for something. Maybe Danny and Nick, y'all can compete, so you'll be satisfied again.
As long as he wears the same props as last year, floaties and the flip-flops.
Thank you, Ms. Robertson.
Mr.
Mr.
Mayor.
DePetta.
Danny DePetta, 5098 Bonnet, and I really am disappointed that I can't share the dunk tank again. But I don't, maybe you want a running race or something,
Right,
swim, or whatever you want to do. Just a reminder that we have an election coming up. Early voting begins on the 2nd, and if you haven't registered to vote, please get out there and do it. You still have some time. Use your app to get in there, and do it the right way. This is a very important election that's coming up. We've got a lot of seats that need to be filled. I just want to thank God that I ran unopposed. And I mean that sincerely, and anybody that knows me knows that that's the truth.
I also want to say, this is the end of the road, and I hope that the campaigning takes a turn for the better and not a turn for the worse. And that's from me to everybody out there that's running, and I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This ends the public comment period of our meeting. Administration, is there anything you would like to say? Council? Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much for coming tonight.
I have mixed emotions, but 20 years is a long time. I think the federal thinks it's a yeah.
What, 20 years?
But I need a job. You think Kennedy's
Or is it longer? I guess 20, because it's in increments of 4-year terms, so she's done 5 terms. It's a long, that's a lot of years out of her life.
Yeah. Multiplied by service.
Okay, what? Oof. In dog years, what is that, over 100?
Right.
I forgot to tell, thank you, Drew, she's getting a
different service.
different platform.
No, that's the one.
Oh, it came in.
today.
I didn't even look at it. I just
They
went with it. She's not really first out.